I, yeah, as you can see, this is a lot of a year on the paper. Yeah, this is the one I think I wrote it half a year, 1 year before. I want to talk about it. It's a time frame in my life. And then by some reason, I didn't do it. And then since I already talk about it, year 2023, my YouTube channel hit 1,000 subscriber. All right, and then yeah, I saw this page. Right, so, since I have time, and yeah, let's talk about it. And yeah, start from the year when I was born. Yeah, year 2000. I know, 1960. All right. By the time in China there is a kind of like a disaster, right? Because some reason a lot of people don't have enough food, and then they starving to die. I heard about it. How many people die? I don't know. And then yeah, and then it's not just like 1 year, right? It's like 2 3 years, and then people don't have enough food. They just starving to die. Those people anywhere from, yeah, there is so many different saying, right? But anywhere from like 30 million to like 70 million, right? And yeah, people kind of like is already forgot. I heard my parents said that by the time I was born, and then everybody in China have not enough food, and then they eat mostly everything they can eat, right? And then, but I'm pretty lucky. I'm in the first son in my maternal family, right? And then by the time my father and my mother, they all work for the government, and looks like they have some kind of privilege to get the food, right? So I didn't get any, suffering with the hungry or something, right? So I'm lucky, right? So I heard about a lot of people in this age, they have a very bad experience. Okay, this is the year when I was born, right? So this disaster is all the way to like a year 1963, something like that. But anyway, I was born in China, Guangzhou, Canton. It's a capital city of Canton province. I live in the city. My parents work for the government. All right. So yeah, in all my since I was born all the way till I go to the primary school, I remember I'm pretty happy and lucky, and not many bad experience. So because my parents work for the government, I spend most of my time in the kindergarten. It's the best in the city, right? And they call it number one. Yeah, they count by number, right? And primary, no, the kindergarten, but it's pretty well built and very standard. And then, yeah, and then I stay there from Monday to Saturday, and then only Sunday, they took me home to spend the weekend. By the time they work for 7 days, right? Not like now, they work for 5 days. All right, that's all I can remember. I'm pretty happy, lucky, you know, on top of the of all the average people, right? So this is what I can remember. And then all the way to year 2000, 1966, all right, and then everybody know there is a even bigger disaster, things happen in China, they call it uh, uh, culture revolution created by Mao Zedong, right? By the time I'm just finished my kindergarten, ready to go to the primary school, right? Grade 1, right? So I think I already make a video talk about it. All right, because of the things happen, it's not safe to stay in the city because the battlefield is everywhere. And then as a little kid, and then my mother sent me back to his countryside, and then where there's not many political things involved. I stayed there for I forgot at least 2-3 months, or maybe longer. I remember by the time when I go back to my the the big city in the province, back to where I live, I already know how to talk the dialect. So yeah, I already know how to talk the dialect. So at least anywhere from like 2-3 months to half a year. All right, and then I will start my junior school, primary school. All right, so from grade 1 to like a grade 5. All right, and then from grade 5, and then we go go to the middle school. Middle school have I don't know, 5 years, 2 years, all right, and then another 3 years, something like that. They call it 初中高中初中高中. Yeah, so grade 1, yeah, here they all the way from grade, right? So after grade 5, it's middle school and high school, right? Middle school is two years. The high school is 3 years, as far as I remember. All right, and then when I was in the primary school, it's the things happened in the Cultural Revolution. I have so many memory about that. Maybe in the future I will spend some time on that. I clearly remember there's one day there was somebody, because at the primary school had a 4-story or 3-story. It's good enough if somebody jump out and then they would die. And then in the middle of the day, there's somebody to run up to the top of the floor. They jump out from the fence, and then they die. And then, oh my God, it's so scary. And then the whole thing is, I cannot describe, and I need more time to describe all the details. And then I already told everybody I get gunpoint. All right, I see the dead body, blah, blah, blah. All right, so each of the frame, each words, I spend half an hour, maybe 1 hour to talk about what happened in my life. All right, and then we'll go all the way to 1976. All right, 1976 is the year 10 years Cultural Revolution ended, because by this year Mao Zedong, he died. All right, and then the whole country could not take it anymore, and then they want the new government, new leader, and then they want to do different things other than, just fighting each other and end up they die. All right. So anyway, in between 1960 to 1966 to 1976, this is a year, the golden age for people learning, but I basically learned nothing. And then everything is political struggle. And then I clearly remember, and my mother with us, and then she has to cook the breakfast and then go back to work and then come back in the noontime and cook, and the afternoon go back to work, and then after that around 5-6 o'clock they come back to cook, and then 7 o'clock they have to go back to work, and then to do the political study in the evening, and then get back to home at 9, and then they work 6 days a week. And then by the time, most of the time, my father is not in the town, is in the something, and then for a long time, and because this Mao Zedong stuff, they want those people work for the government, they need to go to outside the city to do the special training or whatever. As far as I remember, all right, my father, he only came back home like half a year or 1 year one time, something like that. And yeah, for me, I basically learned nothing. All right, so because there's no exam, nothing. And then I clearly remember when I graduated from high school, I could not even, I can write so many articles, I know, but they have an English course, yeah, and then we learn, but no exam, the teacher's qualification is very low. And then I clearly remember when I graduated from the high school, I could not even say this 26 letter correctly. All right, so this is my English level when I graduated from the high school. All right, so yeah, 1977 I graduated, and then in between there is a year, right? Mao Zedong died, and then I graduated, but that looks like a year, but no. I believe Mao Zedong is at the end of he died at the end of the 1976. All right, and then several months later, and then because the school finished in September, right? So not many buffer time for people. By the time everything is a chaos, and then people don't know what, and then there's so many political things happen in the country. Okay, so that goes to 77. All right, by the time when I graduated, and then this is the first time in between many years, and then the government allowed the student graduate from high school, or even those people they because in the Cultural Revolution there is no university anymore. People who go to university is government appointed, and then the normal people, there is no any chance you can go to university. When I graduated, and then the government would decide to open the opportunity to all those young people they really want to educate it in a higher level. I clearly remember I prepared for 3 months. All right, even my English is bad, but the other things I can write, I can do a little calculation, because the bar is very low, right? But still you need to pass the national exam, then you are qualified to go to the university. But by the time, as far as I remember, the seat is very limited. All right, and then so many people want to get into the university, and then I prepared for 3 months, and then end up my parents come up to me, yeah, you better don't go, and then yeah, but they told me there's so many reasons, and then you don't go to university, but I can find you a job, all right, to learn some skill, and then that your whole life will be secure, all right. You learn some skill, you work, it's better than to go to university, all right. So yeah, this has happened in my life in 1977. Okay, in 1978, all right, I started work. All right, my parents, because I told you, they work for the government, they have a connection, By the time I have to go to the country, like they carry on the Cultural Revolution. All the young people, when they graduate from the high school, they need to go to the country. Right. By the time I'm the oldest son in the family, I don't have to go, and then I will start to work in the city. But you need a connection to get into some of the government-owned company. Then you have your rest of life pretty secure. All right, you have a steady income, and then you have a benefit. Other than those country people, they don't have a benefit. Or some of the people, they don't work for the government, they work for private company. By the time, it's so valuable. If you can work for the government, benefit. Okay, anyway, yeah, this is how I start my after high school, I start my career. All right, so I start with the mechanic. All right, I learned how to fix the truck. All right, by the time, not many car. Right? Yeah, the only thing you can fix is a truck. All right, so I all the way stay there till I get the license. By the time I'm class 2 mechanic, all right, and then my wages or salary, yeah, my salary all the way from 22 yuan to 45 yuan. Okay, yeah, this is how I started work, and I spent almost 3-4 years to do this, all the way to 1981. I don't like to continue to do my mechanic. I want to be a truck driver. I have an opportunity, and then my company want to train more, and I talked to my father, and then he used his connection. I don't know anything, corruption or something happened. All right, and then they put me in one of the spot to training become a licensed driver. All right, by the time it's so like hard. All right, a lot of people they are crazy about it because you can make more money. All right, and have a better skill, make more money, and yeah, this is your future is bright by the time, right? Okay. Yeah, I stay there. I get my license. I do my truck driver for many years, and then I all the way from a normal driver all the way to supervisor. Oh no, not superintendent, supervisor level, right? And then yeah, pretty bright future for a young driver, right? Yeah. And then in 1987, actually something happened in between. In 1985, I already not driving the truck. I go to the company, they open, a department to do business. When they do business, they need business representative. I'm the one get chosen and then move up there because I know a little English, because since I was graduated, I start English. All right. So, in between I go there, I work. I'm not driver anymore, but I go do travel a lot. All right. And in 1987, I already decided I'm not work for the same government, same company anymore. I want a better future. I want to join another better company, which is the International Trading Company, because I really want to use my English. You really want to see the whole world. I really want to go out of the working class. I want to do something better. All right, this is the time I designed to. Even I quit my government job, because I have a state. If you stay there, you are in the file. If you're out of the file, well, you survive by yourself. There's no protection. Your job is not secure, no benefits, something like that. I quit. I joined the company, and then I start my new career as a business representative and travel all over China to do business. Okay, so anyway, it goes to most of the important year in my life. And then this is the year 1988, and then I met my wife. All right, and then her city and then my city is like a 4,000 kilometer away. He's way north, I'm way south. And then we met, and then on my business trip, we met. Okay, so not long ago, I would decide to go out of China to, start a new life. All right, 1989, March the 3rd, I arrived Canada. All right, so after I arrived to Canada, I did so many things. I think I already make some video how to get my license, how to work in a restaurant, how to start my new life in Canada. And then in 1991 is the GST kick in Canada. All right, and then the whole economy, everything is change. And also I think the real estate market started to crash, and then in unemployment rate is double digit, and then wow, by the time I'm working in working as a trucker. I think I told the story how to get my license, and then this is the year 1991. Everybody remember, right? So, and then 1992, I get laid off. I lost my job, and then I collecting an employment insurance by the same time, and then I start to work UPS package delivery driver as a part-time afternoon, pickup, just to do afternoon pickup. All right. Yeah, I already told everybody what happened in the 1992, right? This is, time I can practice my Tai Chi and go to the international competition and win my, I go gold medalist, 2 gold medalists in the United States. This is the year. All right, so yeah, I already have a video talk about it. The year 2003 is the year I get married. I met my wife in '88. I married, all right, my wife in 93. All right, so it's a hell of a big story in between. 5 years. 5 years. Oh my God, I can write a book about that. All right, and finally, my wife arrived in Canada. We married. I remember it's December the 8th. I think in Chinese is a good number. All right, so we marry and then we start a new life. All right, so 1994, I bought my first house in Canada, in downtown. All right, so Dundas Street. Oh my God. And then by the time, it's a hell of a long story when I buy the house. Okay, so I live in the house. It's a rooming house, and then because my wife is not working by the time, and she's just newcomer, learn English, you know. And then later on, my first son was born in 1995. All right, so now you know how old he is right now, right? And here I write down 98, but you know, it's half a year, 1 year ago. I don't know what happened. You know, maybe one day I remember, I will make it up. Year 2000 is a year of the dragon. Is my second son who was born in year 2000. All right, early, you know, I think in February. Yeah, very interesting. Right? Year 2000, February the 22nd, 2222. All right, so anyway, yeah, my second son was born. And then year 2001, I already forgot what's happened. Oh yeah, year 2000, at the end of the year 2000, my son was born in early year, in February. At the end of the year 2000, December something, I forgot, it's 17 or something, before Christmas, we moved to our second house. It's new, all right? It's a brand new, all right? We bought it when it's not built it, and then we picked, yeah, this is, we moved into the second house. And then what happened in the year 2001, I believe is my parents visit Canada. All right, from China, they visit. You know, I have a ton of story about that. Okay. Yeah, 2005. This is the year 2003. In between here, I become a driving instructor because I get laid off, and then I not long ago, you know, after I worked for the UPS as a part-time. Then I have an accident, and then they will not hire me anymore. And then I decided to become a driving instructor. There was a ton of a story in between, and then I maybe in the future I will spend some time. Okay, so I start to teach driving somewhere late 92 and early 93. All right, so and then all the way to year 2005, at least 12, 13 years, I was a car driving instructor, Class G, right, in Canada. All right, so I designed, year 2001. Okay, so this is something happened in year 2001. It's a December the 11th. All right, and then there's a the terrorists happened in the U.S. All right, by the time I've been teaching driving for many years. I was boring using a Japanese car. I already bought a BMW 323. I believe, 323i, 325i, I forgot, 323i, I say. Yeah, it's a 2.7 liter straight six cylinder. It's a very good car. I started teach driving using a BMW. This is the year, now I remember, because it's so boring and I want to try something new. And then maybe I can make more money from there, right? But unfortunately, the December the 11th, everything, yeah, you know, the immigrant get less, the economy get, you know, getting worse, and you know, everything is done. It make me start using my BMW to teaching driving, make it so difficult. But anyway, I can still carry on all the way to year 2005. Year 2005 is the year I decided to quit my driving instructor job. I want to start a new career, and then I want to become a small business owner. I bought a small business in Toronto. I become a small business owner, and then by the time, this is Yogan Food, right? So it's a franchise business in Scarborough Town Center. All right, so I stayed there for, you know, keep working for like 3.5 years, almost 4 years. All right, so during the time, I want to also improve my school, and then by the time I have 2 jobs, right, and driving instructor and Tai Chi instructor in the evening and weekend. At this time, when I quit this, I still teaching Tai Chi, right? I teaching, okay. And year 2007 is the year I start to do my internal cultivation. And then my school is growing. I moved to the new location. This is the year I remember. And then the next year, I decided to quit everything, teach Tai Chi only. Right, so that means I sell my small business. I teach Tai Chi only. Okay, so and carry on all the way to year 2012, 2016, yeah. And year 2008 is the time I quit all the other jobs. And then I also, year 2007, there is something happened. I am the one organized the Tai Chi only tournament. This is the last year I involved all the judging and organize things. And then in year 2008, and then I quit the other job, and then I start to I only teach Tai Chi for a living. This is my full-time job. There is no other job after that. And then by the same time, I'm still doing the internal cultivation, inner cultivation training. And what happened in year 2012? Okay, this is something I put it on hold. If I can remember, I can give you more details. And then the next one is year 2016. What happened in that year? Okay, skip that. Yeah, believe it. All right. So year 2020. So everybody know what happened. Right? The pandemic started, and then I started to do video. Everything changed. The school is changing. The business is changing. The economy is changed. The whole world is changed. All the way to year 2013. Yeah, this is my time frame. Okay, so yeah, definitely each one will have a talk about it.